Luxury brand Genesis is in its sophomore model year of its all-electric small crossover, the GV60.
The 2024 version comes with some very unique upscale touches. Let's go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the Genesis GV60. Harvey, let's talk about this color. I don't think I've ever seen a car this color.
No, it's a muted mint green. It's so beautiful. You've got really nice metallic fleck in here as well, so it brings the whole thing to life. It's a really nice size for a car that you want around town. And even though it looks small, it's actually quite large inside.
Now, it looks tight.
You know, that's, again, one of the things about electric vehicles is they actually have a fair amount of room. I mean, the floor is a little higher than I would like, so my legs are up high. But if I'm sitting back here for 20 minutes while we drive to a restaurant, that's not unreasonable.
Would you consider this a small SUV?
I think of these more as traditional hatchbacks, but that's just me. But most people want SUVs, so they'll call it an SUV.
Is Genesis a Hyundai?
Yes, this is Hyundai's luxury brand, just like Lexus is Toyota's luxury brand.
And how do we pronounce it?
It's Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Like Sunday.
Like Sunday. That's a good way to remember it. We'll end the debate.
Some other things about it, you know, this is a dual motor, all-wheel drive version. You can get it with a single motor rear-wheel drive. That will give you your most range. With that single motor, you get about 295 miles on a charge. With this dual motor, you only get about 235 miles, which to me feels a little light.
And how much are we spending?
Well, if you buy the base single motor, you're about $52,000. This is the premium sport version with all the bells and whistles, so we're way up to $71,000.
I love the size of this car. This car would be perfect for me.
Yeah.
It's not too big, it's not too intimidating.
Exactly.
And it's not too small.
No, and there's a ton of space, storage space, both in the trunk and interior-wise. There's a fair amount of room here.
Speaking of the interior, this car is beautiful. It's very unique and unlike anything I've seen before.
Right. They talk about it being a very minimalist experience. It's open. Everything about it feels very high quality. And this is one of the hardest things to do, is to create a simple, clean look that doesn't look plain. It all feels really elegant and premium, right down to this white leather
steering wheel. And what is this?
This is what they call their crystal orb.
It looks like that thing in the Dells you put your hands on and your hair stands up on end.
That's right. I'm expecting to see the future in here, but what it does, and it's really funny and silly but kind of cool, is when you start the car,
look at that.
It rotates over, and now here's your gear shift mechanism.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a fun little thing. The other kind of cool technology here is, say you don't want to carry your key around with you. This has a facial recognition camera in the B-pillar right here. So you could just look into that camera, and it recognizes your face. It will unlock the car. And then this right here, that's a fingerprint reader, and you could use that to start the car.
I would take this one because it looks like an Easter egg.
There you go.
I love the color. I just love how pretty it is, and then the magic ball there.
Yeah, there's so many good things here.
Eric's making fun of me with all the girl comments.
Everything's pretty. Harvey, you can't take her and you put her in a brand new car. She's going to say everything's pretty, and she wants a new car every week.
Exactly.
Well, and that's why I love my job, because I get a new car every week.
Yeah, not bad. Now, one of the major incentives for going electric is that there are big rebates. Mm-hmm. But this car is not eligible for the federal rebate. Why is that?
Right. That's because of the Inflation Reduction Act. They really wanted to promote using American-made and American-assembled battery technology in these cars. And So, they're trying to get more people to make batteries in the United States. It's working. There are more plants being built, but this car specifically, the battery materials and the car itself is assembled in Korea, so it does not qualify. Now, you can go to an EPA website and they have all the data on which cars have rebates and which don't. So you can check that out. I'll post that on my Instagram so people can look for it there.
Harvey, real quick, what's the range on this, and what are we doing with EV charging infrastructure in Wisconsin?
Sure. The range on that car, the one that we had, was about 235 miles, which is adequate. And I'll just call it that. You can drive it to Chicago, put a little charge on it, drive it home, those kind of things. EV charging infrastructure in Wisconsin in general is not great. I was just up in the Elkhart Lake Sheboygan area, very few chargers up in that area. But in Madison itself is pretty good. MG&E is promoting charging in electric vehicles. They have a really nice charging center right downtown. And then you have a few other charging centers on the east side and also a couple on the west side.
But we still got to do better with these charging things, and they got to charge faster because you can't drive these like 8-hour trips, right?
Well, this car, I was able to go from 10 to 90% charge in under 20 minutes, which is actually really good. So you can stop, grab lunch, have your car charged, and in 20 minutes, you're back on the road.
Okay. All right. They're getting better.
Yeah, and they're pretty.
Yeah.
They are pretty. Very pretty. And very pricey.
Thank you, Harvey.
Harvey, good to see you.
Check out ridesanddrives.com for more information. We'll see you next week.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.